I've always thought how to make children think and how to make children think about social service, community service. In Japan, the children clean their classrooms and schools, so that is part of their culture. I find this whole campus very clean, but the number of housekeeping staff also is enormous. So every place is different. So as I said, in 2010, we started this school called Genesis, and we started Cambridge. I believe you have reached class 8 in Cambridge, and now you will do IGCSE. In IGCSE, there is a subject called enterprise. Unfortunately, most of the schools do not do enterprise. What happens in enterprise is that 4 or 5 students join together, they take this subject, and they have to run a business. They have different roles, one CEO, one marketing, one accounts keeping and cash and all that, and they have to do this over 1.5 years. They presented a business plan to me, and I looked at the business plan. We were just starting. So, looking at the business plan, you decide whether it gels with the philosophy of the school or not. So it was in accordance with the philosophy of the school. I said, yes, we can't do, as per the philosophy of the school, we can't do aerated drinks, we can't do fast food, anything else is fine. So they wanted to do some t-shirts and things like that, some memorabilia. And so this business, when they were about to start, they got an okay. The school gave them an amount to run the business. And this they were supposed to return after 1.5 year at the end of it with 10% interest. So that brings in responsible behavior, documentation, proper account keeping. And after this happened, all this documentation goes to the board for evaluating it as a subject, full-fledged subject, just like physics, chemistry, or whatever. So at the end of it, there was some more surplus left. And they asked me, what do we do with this surplus? One bright guy said, should we have dividend among ourselves? I said, no, you keep this money till you can think of a charity which you can support or a community service that you wish to do. So what I am trying to say is how one thing leads to the other. So there was cash line, and once these small children went to a government school, came back to me and said, sir, it was horrible. I said, what happened? Said, there were small chatais. You understand what a chatai is? And under that, children had no table and chairs in this government school. And under that, there were insects all around. So I said, what did you people do? Said, we picked up all those and threw them outside the school, dumped them at one place. And then we sprinkled water and cleaned the floor so that the children have a neat place to sit. So I said, okay, now what? I said, before tomorrow when the children come in, the floor is clean, but it is cold. So we need those chatais back, the fresh ones. I said, okay, so where does the money come from? Sir, you remember we saved the money for the charity, and this is what we want to do. So you have to organize it before tomorrow, and we want those placed. So if the children are being able to think like this, what else does a teacher have to teach? In the same way, this was small beginning. In the same way, they went to Scindia Girls and came back from Scindia Girls, and they said, sir, can you hear me? Is it? Yeah. So they went to Scindia Girls and said they are running a small unit of affordable sanitary napkins, and we want to start here. I said, okay. So so let us meet the promoter. So the students went and met the promoter. I was sitting there. So promoter heard, said, very nice. So what do you want from me? How much money? I said, no, we just want a room. And we will run this affordable sanitary napkin small unit on our own from the boarding house. The children will come and they will work, and they'll hire some labor also to complete the project. And so this was happening. And on the holidays and during the Sundays, the children would go to the nearby village, talk about menstrual hygiene to the women there. And so it is leading to something else, improving the hygiene. Now, this has been going on. But today, I fear there is mountains of sanitary napkins. And the diapers that the small children are using. I have a 2-year-old in the house, and the kind of number of diapers he goes through, I can imagine what kind of mountains are being created. So, you have an assignment now. Can we change it into more sustainable, cotton-based, biodegradable? There are some reusable sanitary napkins and diapers available in the market, but they are not biodegradable. So my generation has made lots of mistakes. But the task for you who are sitting here is to think and innovate. How can we make small cotton-based affordable sanitary napkins and diapers which can be used and which will not have this huge problem? I would have left it here, but I need to inform you that in Zimbabwe and in Indonesia, people are being arrested, young people are being arrested in the slums because these sanitary napkins, sanitary pads, they used a chemical called phthalate. This phthalate is being extracted by the slum children and used to get a high. Phthalate is used for plastic, they are called plasticizers, to make them soft. Phthalates are present in those straws, plastic straws that we use in so many things. So phthalates are so harmful. And it is, since they are being used as to get a high, this affects the hormones of the human body. And since these are young people, young children who have been arrested, so that is another reason why we need to have an option fast. If it is happening in Zimbabwe, if it is happening in Indonesia, you go, the internet is full of these. It is perhaps happening in India and we don't know. But the most important thing today is for you to find a sustainable solution. You don't need high degrees. You don't need fancy labs. You just, if it gets into your head, you would be able to do it. Hoping you'll come up to the expectations.